In light of our theme of Tikkun middot, this month we're going to be exploring the midah of Seder. So the midah of Seder is one of the middot that appear on Rabbi Salanter's list of 13 middot, and Seder is the concept of order and organization. The midah of Seder is a little bit different than the other traditional middot, let's say, that appear on the list, like humility and honesty. It's not so obvious how it's a character trait. How is order a midah? Well, organization, structure, Seder is a character trait. It is the ability to work within a given framework, have consistency, and be structured. And this is not something you're either born with, like, oh, that person's just naturally born organized. It is something that you could work on to achieve, and halakhic observance and Jewish thought and values really depend on a sense of Seder. So the most famous place that we obviously know the concept of Seder is obviously Pesach night, which is otherwise called Seder night. And Chazal actually say a big part of the avoda and Seder night is the fact that there's a sense of consistency, that there's a sense of order. And you can't go out of order. You can't just decide I'm going to eat before and then I'm going to say Magid. That it's Seder, it's Misudar. You have to climb the rings to be able to get to the end. So why? Because Seder night is the idea that we are reliving redemption Seder night. So how does having a sense of Seder help us relive redemption? So for that we turn to a famous SAR note on Parshat Bo, where the SAR note says on the mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh. Why is that the first mitzvah given to the Jewish people? HaChodesh hazeh lachem, Rosh Chadashim, mikan me'elech yu chadashim shalachem. Right? From here on now, your months will be yours. La'asot bahem k'ritzonechem, to do according to your will. Aval b'yimei hashibud lo hayu yimechem shalachem. But when you were in servitude, your days were not yours. Aval hayu la'avodat acherim uritzonam. But you worked according to others and their will. Lefichach rishon hu lachem lechatshei Hashanah. Therefore, the first commandment you are given is to establish Rosh Chodesh. So why? Because the very definition of what it means to be a slave is that you have no mastery over your own time. So says the SAR note, in order to transition you from that stage to experience redemption, the first mitzvah we will be giving you is mastery of your own time. And in the sense of Seder, that there's a sense of Seder night, how are we reliving redemption? That we are mastering our own time, that we are doing with it as we want, we are structuring with it as we want. So big avoda of Seder night, again, is to establish that sense of structure and ownership over our own time. So Seder is not just a sense of structure and order, it is also a sense of consistency. There's a famous midrash which asks the question of, if you were to pick one thing, one idea, one pasuk that is the thesis statement of the Torah, what would you pick? So Rabbi Akiva obviously answers, V'yahavta l'recha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. Great, beautiful, makes a lot of sense. Friendship, love, nice idea. Banazai cites the verse, Zeh sefer toldos ha'adam, B'yom bara Elokim adam, B'dimus Elokim asa oto. That this is the account of man's origin. On the day that Hashem created man, he made him in his likeness. Also another really great, beautiful idea. Possibly the thesis statement of the Torah is something about creation of man, something about him being created in the image of God. But a third opinion, quoted in Ein Yaakov, cited by Rabbi Shimon ben Pazi, states, what's the thesis statement of the Torah? You shall offer one sheep in the morning, and a second sheep shall you offer in the afternoon. That's it. That's the thesis statement. That's a little bit puzzling. How would that be a thesis statement? What does that mean? So that pasuk is actually talking about the Korban Tamid, which Bnei Israel used to give every morning and every evening consistently. So I think what Ben Azai is trying to do is you're trying to clue us into the importance of consistency. That the most important thesis statement of the Torah, the thesis to a Torah life, is consistency, Seder. And also the idea of Jewish learning. We really implemented this value of Seder and the concept of Sedarim. There's a traditional concept of morning Seder and night Seder that exists in traditional yeshiva models. And Rabbi Yerucham Lubavitz, the famous shkiach of the Mir Yeshiva, used to say the following, that if you were to imagine, let's say, a string of pearls, the pearls themselves are the ikar. The pearls themselves are the main important things, and that is the Torah and the mitzvot. But the string holding them together is the Seder. And without the Seder, the pearls would fall to the ground. You would have no sense of keeping the pearls together. And a Ben Torah has a sense of structure. He wakes up the same time every day, says Rabbi Lubavitz. He goes to sleep the same time every day. He has a sense of order and structure in his life. And to be a student of Torah, you have to inculcate that midah into your life. And halakhic observance really depends on that as well. If you think about it, halakha very much tries to dictate a sense of order and structure into our lives. From what shoe you put on first thing in the morning, to how you eat. First you wash your hands, then you bless, then you eat, then you bless. That we have a sense of order and consistency and structure. And despite Seder kind of being quote unquote an unpopular midah, I think it really deserves a lot of implementation into our lives to help us live out the best Jewish values and halakha that we can.